Okay, so yesterday we set up an IPA server. Today we're gonna set up IPA client. Okay, let's do how we're gonna do that. Okay, so once this is run, so it will take 10 minutes. After that, okay, did I talk about the date? Yeah. To change the local date, you make sure you change the local date the way I showed you. Disable firewall. This will only take about 10 minutes. Okay, now for us to check if it is working, so what we're going to do is I'm going to run the command IPACTL status. Okay, if you're not getting, okay, running. Okay, good. So the IPS status is running fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the browser and see if it's going to work. Open a new tab. I put this in the browser and I let it go. I'm going to check the history. I'm going to check I'm going to check if the firewall is on or not. Okay, good. So you're getting this error message. If you get this error message, what you have to do is on your local computer, you probably won't get this on. You won't get this error if you're running on a Linux environment, but we are running on a VirtualBox. So you have to go to C drive, and then what you have to do is you have to go into the Windows folder. From there, go for System32 folder. and then go for drivers folder. Go into the folder that says drivers, okay? And then in there look for etc, and then in there look for host file. Okay, this one here. It's not a text based. You open with Notepad. Okay, so I was already playing around in here, so we're gonna add our server here. 192.168.94.4. Okay, once you do that, okay, so let's save this. I'm gonna close and save. So it won't allow you to save in the same location. So what you have to do is, you have to put it somewhere else, then you forcefully copy it there. Okay, so I put this into the documents folder, copy, and then go back in here and then paste it. Replace file in destination. Okay? Now I'm going to refresh this and see if it's going to work. Okay, it didn't take it. Took it here. Okay, give me 1 second here. Unable to edit host file. Not working. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this here to, let's see if I could copy to desktop. Yeah. Okay. Now, now you see it didn't change the look of it. It didn't change what kind of file this is. It stays as an unknown file. So I'm gonna copy this and then I'm gonna go back here and then I'm gonna put it in here. Continue. Okay, so it's copied here. Now it should work. I'm gonna close this and then I'm gonna refresh it. Okay, so it is working. Going to advanced and then click uh, accept risk and continue. Okay, so we have successfully set up the IPA. Okay, so now it's asking for username and password. So how are you gonna know the username? You go to cat. Where are the usernames, people? Cat etc password file. That is where the username is. And okay, IPA API. Okay, I think the login is admin, KDMIN, and the password is whatever the password I set up. Mm. Oh, okay. It worked. Okay, so this is where you could manage the users and groups here. So what I'm going to do is click add a user. I'm going to give the user login name Amir and first name Amir, last name D, and then I'm going to set the password here. Okay. Add and edit. What you could do is add here and you could assign a lot of other stuff to this user here. So let's see here if the user is created. If you go back in here, not here. If you go back here, okay, I think it won't create it locally here, but we are good. The user ID Amir is there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I could log in as Amir in here, even though Amir is not present in the local user here, but you are in the IPA. So I'm gonna go new session or duplicate session, and then I'm gonna go Amir, and then the password. Okay, the current password is expired. New password. So it needed a longer password here. Okay. Now, what you could do is you could play around more in here. So even though there is no user locally here, password, but the user Amir is created on the IPS server. So the IPS server is fully functioning now. So in here, there are a lot of other things here. So you could add them to the net group. And then you could add roles, responsibilities, and pseudo rules. You could click and add a pseudo rule here. Let's see if you could add a pseudo rule. Filter available. Okay. Not going to go in there. But let's go in here. And I'm going to assign him the home directory. Okay, let's see if you could go into the home directory first. Just type CD. Okay. So there is no such directory, home/Amir is there, okay? So, but what we could do is, um, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign him the bash prompt. I'm going to give him that access, okay? And then, so you could see there are a lot of things in here you could play around here. So this is how you could manage the users and then create and add and deny the users from here, not from the local server. Because on the local server, he doesn't even exist. So let's see. So normally what will happen is all the users are given a general home directory. So I'm going to create users. Okay? And then I'll come here and then give him the home directory use. You could give it to any other users you have added in here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just save it here. Let's see what disable one time token. Okay, now let's see if he's able to go to his home directory. So I'm going to exit, and then I'm going to go back and log in as Ahmed again. Okay, let's see if I could type bash. So he got a bash prompt, and then let's see where he's at. If you type cd, no such file or directory there. Okay. So what you have to do is you may have to play around in these settings here. So this is a policy. You could set up policies here, authentication. You could set up network services, IPA server. I would highly recommend you guys to go in there and play around, but don't spend too much time on it because most of the time, if you just be doing Linux administration, there would be somebody else who's doing this. They're not going to be doing it Linux as much as they're doing this IPA. Okay, so for now, the things are working here. Everything is set in place. All you have to do is just play around with the settings, and then you would have access here. So let me see what else I could do. Let me. Okay, maybe I have to refresh it for the home directory to show up. Let's see if it's work. Duplicate session. So it's working now. Well, these are the things you could play around in here. I mean, you work in a team and then you would determine what home directory each user is going to be in. Okay, you could set it up as such when the user logs in for the first time, it creates the home directory, or it creates a roaming directory. That means the directory is on one server, just when you log in, the directory is present for that user. Maybe it's in here. Let's see what no. Roles, groups, pseudo rules. Okay, there are a lot of things in here you could play around, but let's move forward. We're going to set up the slave here, okay? So we set up the master. So we're going to set up a client and see how that is going to work. Okay, alright, so let's see if this NS lookup is working here. Okay, our entries into the DNS server is working because when we use the user server name and it's written as the IP address, so it is working. Okay, password is whatever the password you set up. And then you do NS lookup. And then you could do ping also. And then let's see, let's check the status of the SSSD. When the installation was complete, it should enable the SSSD. System, CTL status. Okay, so SSSD is working. The service for the SSSD is working. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, but anyway, the important ports for IPA server is, it's called LDAP port. Okay, and then it has 636 is the port number. This is secure. LDAP port 389. This is insecure port. Okay, so how do you check if the port is running? Extract -APN ANP. And then we're going to grep for LDAP. Okay, okay, so the port 636 is on and it's running. You could see the port information here, and this is a secure port. And then let's see 389, and that one is on too, it's insecure. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up an IPA client also. We copied one yesterday, and this is the client. Let me start that up. Okay, so very first thing I'm gonna do is log in. IP address. This is 640.192.168.94.6. Yes. Root. So very first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install the IPA client, okay? What is the IPA client? Yum install IPA. Before that, let me change I'm going to go into VM, etc host. Okay, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to delete all this. I'm going to make 192.168.94.6. And then I'm going to give it a name IPA client, client.vmpt.com. Okay. I'm going to save and exit that. And then also I'm going to go to VIETC system to network. And then I'm going to, in here, in here I'm going to type in IPA client at vmpt.com. Okay. I'm going to do this too. And then there is another file you're going to edit is VIETC host name. Okay. I'm going to get rid of this and then I'm going to say IPA client at vmpt.com. Okay, I'm going to save and exit. Okay, so you have this here. Let's see. So I'm going to install yum install IPA hyphen client. Yes. Yes. Okay, so the install is complete. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and then disable the outside internet network adapter. I'm going to disable it. Okay, it's not there. So you can't go outside. Okay, let's confirm. So what you have to do now is vi.etc resolve.conf. So you have to make an entry in here. So I'm going to delete everything. And then in here, I'm going to, okay, hold on. Okay, so for this, I'm going to, in the search, I'm going to type in ipa.gmpt.com. This is the IPA server name, okay? And then what is the name server IP address? 192.168.94.4. You have to remember this, okay? It's not the same as the existing server name. Oh no, I'm sorry, 94.6. You put in the name server name for this server, okay? Okay, good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the IPA client. How am I going to do that? IPA-client-install. And then this is what you should do. IPA client, CLIENT-install. Okay? Let's go ahead and enter this. Did I miss a step here? Let me turn this back on for now. Okay? I'm going to restart the server and see what happens. Oh, the IP address might have changed, huh? Okay, so let me try to install it now and see what happens. Let's see, date is good. Okay, good. It's working here. DNS discovery failed to determine the DNS domain. Okay, okay. So what we have to do is we have to go into our DNS client, which is this here. So I'm going to go into my DNS client, which is 192.168.94.5. Connect there, and in there you do history, and then you edit this forward. Okay, in here you copy this and paste it. Only thing you're doing here is editing it to number 6. And in here you are editing, giving the name IPA client. Okay, and here you're making it 6. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to do reverse. Same thing. Make it 6. Client, IPA client.gmpt.com. Okay, so six. Okay, we did the DNS entries here, right? Okay, let's see here. I'm going to do this here and then restart the installation again and see what happens. DNS discovery failed. Provide the domain name of your IPS server. Okay, ipgmpt.com. Provide your IPS server login name. Provide your IPS server name. Okay, ipa.gmpt.com. Remember, this is a main server. IPA client install failed. Client logs are not there. 88, at least one TCP UDP page has to be open. Let's try it again. What is our DNS? ZMPT. Okay, so this file is messing it up. So we have to go back in there and take a look. 192.168.94.6. And the second line, I'm going to delete that. Let me do something else. Make this 4 here, okay? Continue configuration. The discovery was successful. Client IPA. Okay, good. So I misspoke here. Let me change this back to 4. Continue with the values, yes. User authorization to enroll computers. Okay, here you have to give the name. So you have to give the name admin here, okay, before I forget. What I'm doing here is IPA client install. Okay, and you will get this discovery was successful. Okay, and the user authorization to enroll computers. Give it a name admin, okay? And then password for that admin, I put down Red Hat. Let me make sure I'm doing it right. Oh, trying forwarding schema to JSON that server executes. The unspecified key is the minor code name. Provide for the one. Okay, hold on. Let me have worked. Okay, actually it's working. Do you see this here? ipaclient.gmpt.com, and actually the server is working. Very good. So all the steps we have followed so far are actually working. So what you have to do is you have to okay, so let's see how this works here. If you have added an ID somewhere and you added the server, the computer, regular computer as an ID, as an IPA client, you should be able to see the ID here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the main page here. Okay, and then the user. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a user in here, okay? Add a user. Okay, so user login, I'm going to give Zafar. And then I'm not worried about, okay, Red Hat. Add another user, okay? And I'm going to add a user Mazhar. Name Mazhar. I'm going to add Sarah. Okay. So I'm done here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just type ID Mazhar and it should give me information. There you go. This user is not local, but this user is being managed by the IPS server. Okay? This is how you manage the users. You could add, like, if you get a request to add 100 users, you go in here and then you could upload the Excel sheet. And automatically you will have all these users there and then the password is set there. Rebuild auto member, refresh. There's a lot of things you could do with this here, okay? Let's do ID Ahmed. Ahmed is there. ID Zafar is there. Okay, but they are not there in cat. ET2 password. You don't see them in there. So if this is working, let me try to log into the one of the DNS master and see if I could do it. Okay, so Zafar is not there, right? What I'm going to do is, do I have to start the service? No. What all these other clients, all these other regular clients would be, it has to be a IPA client. So all you have to do is run these two commands on there to make it a part of a IPA. You have to install IPA. You have to install the IPA package here, this one, and this one. On any regular client, and then you will make this as a client here. Okay. Anybody has any questions? How many have any questions? So today is the last class for this group. So if you have any questions, anything like that, just chat me on WhatsApp. I hope you all get the jobs and everything that I'm expecting you guys, because we all spent 6 months together. Hopefully there is something good come out of this. Any questions before I end the class?
Thank you so much, Zafar, for all your dedication, for all your time which you spared from your family, and may Allah reward you with the best.
Okay, no problem. The next class starts, October. So if you know somebody who is struggling, they want to join, I'll probably start like 12 or something. Just tell them, give my number in there, and tell them to register online. You have the link right.
Can you post one more time the link to register in our chat, WhatsApp chat group?
Okay. Yeah, I'll put it in there and then you could provide it. Yeah, I'll find and I'll put it in there, okay?
Okay, Jazakallah.
Okay. And I'll upload this document and then, try to get the job. I shared your names with the recruiter already. So hopefully something good comes out of it. And So don't worry about the interview. Just memorize the 60 questions I gave you, or 60, 65 questions. That's all they need. And then they would know what they are trying to hire. But if you're negotiating, tell them you need at least $50 an hour. And they will happily give that to you. Then once you have a little bit of experience, you could demand more. Okay? All right, good luck everybody. Love.
Allah Hafiz.